Good morning and ni hao from Dangdong, a small city on the east coast of China, famous for its black and white birds, its strawberries, and for being across the river of North Korea, from North Korea. Anyway, this is my second time visiting the city. Let's walk about, check it out. Here we have the start point of a famous highway through the north of China. Point zero here finishes out west in the Xinjiang Autonomous Region. Spans for 9,333 kilometers. It connects the east coast of China to the west. Alright, there we go. Plenty of cycle tours here. Sitting down, taking a photo. Very cool. Alright, we've just rocked up to the Chinese and North Korean Friendship Bridge, built by the Japanese during their occupation of Korea during the 1920s and 30s. It was bombed and destroyed, also rebuilt numerous times during the 30s and 40s and the Korean War. Today there are now two bridges running parallel to each other, only one of which still is in use, because this one is blown up halfway across the Yalu River. Right, I think I got all that out. Whew. Let's check it out. And there is the end of the Friendship Bridge, halfway across the Yalu River. And if we look across there, you can see the banks of North Korea and the city of Sinuiju. There's an amusement park with a roller coaster, a Ferris wheel, and an old school Korean style building. So, I mentioned in the introduction of this video that this is my second time visiting Dangdong. And that is because in 2018, I had the pleasure of visiting North Korea. I ran the Pyongyang Marathon. And from the city of Dangdong, I crossed the bridge on the X20 train and went straight into the North Korean capital. One of the best experiences of my life. Very cool. Who knows? Maybe I'll get back there at some point. Do a vlog. Right, we're in the taxi, going to our next location. I got my famous Dangdong strawberry. Sensational. Alright, let's crack on. Dangdong has its own section of the Great Wall, which the locals refer to as the Hushan, the Tiger Mountain. Let's check it out. And just there on the other side of the wall, we have North Korea. Gorgeous farms, green pasture, old school tractor plowing the fields, and in the distance we have apartment buildings, potential hotels, essentially a small rural community. And walking up there, we saw a few guards walking along the river, having a peaceful, pleasant afternoon. All good. North Korea. Just behind me, we have found a unit of North Korean construction workers working hard on the riverbank. Now again, even in the country, you're not allowed to take photos or film anything related to building or construction because usually it's a military operation. And along here, I've had people yell out, so you're not meant to take photos. There's a little speaker growling me, but we'll take a chance. There you are. There are the boys working hard over in North Korea. And you can see there's occasionally the odd armed soldier supervising with his high-ranking official. Hello. Hello. Stuck in traffic at the moment, and I'm watching a North Korean plough his field with his ox. I'm not sure you'll be able to see it though. I actually feel a bit bad about filming them earlier. Back-breaking labour, sweating, putting in a hard day's work, under armed supervision, and across the river you got about 40 Chinese people pointing at you, taking photos, and some bald geezer talking into a camera. Makes me grateful for my life, man. Anyhow. And we've just arrived at the Dangdong old street. Built over 100 years ago. Brick. A few statues, lots of colour. Mate, I slept in the taxi on the way back. Absolutely buggered. And there's no information on this old street. So, I'll improvise, but it might be a bit sloppy. Anyhow, let's check it out. Cool. Pretty much an old school market, but kitted out to the nines. We have a fish cakes, meat on a stick, built-in restaurants, which is a nice touch. And as you can see, they've chucked a roof on the joint. I don't think that was originally there. So it's an old city that they've more or less made into a giant old school shopping mall. Very cool. I wish I might have to get a bit of this, a few noodles. And that was our day in Dangdong. Good times. Saw a couple of old bridges, visited the Great Wall, saw a North Korean chain gang. Not great, but all round good day. Anyway guys, I've got to run. I'm running a bit late, got to catch a train. So until next time, Zaijan, peace. Like and subscribe. Perfect, very good, thank you very much.